Well, hello, Facebook and YouTube. So here's the deal. I told you guys last night during my last video on day 17 that on day 18 I would do a series of questions and answers. Well, Facebook has provided me with the questions, and here I am to provide you with the answers. Question number one came from a good friend of mine, Jason Ritter, who I used to teach with out in state and high school. He's now with a district in a different capacity here in Salem Kaiser, so we still kind of work together, but at least at the same district. But his question, to be honest, is probably the number one question on everybody's mind that I talk to on this juice fast, and that is, do I still poop? Well, Jason, yes, I do. I do, in fact, still poop. I'm good for at least one a day, and typically those are kind of interestingly semi solid slash still fairly solid. And I think part of that is due to my naturopath had told me that he wanted me to do a vegetable broth in the morning. So to do a vegetable broth, but in that vegetable broth, he wanted me to mix in 2 teaspoons of flaxseed, 1 teaspoon of a supplement called Colon Care by Yerba Prima, and then 1 teaspoon of olive oil. And the olive oil, the goal for that, as well as the flaxseed, was to keep the gallbladder stimulated throughout the juice fast. And I think it's also having a somewhat of a side effect in that, or side effect, I guess, regular effect, in that it's keeping me fairly regular. So yeah, everybody's always concerned that, oh man, I bet you've just got diarrhea all the time. I can assure you that no, in fact, I don't. I mean, there have been a couple times where things have been a little bit, how shall I put this delicately, immediate. But yeah, no, it's everything is working like it should. I don't know how else to put it, Jason. So there you go. Yes, I do in fact still poop. Question number two came from Lem Bab down in the Medford area, and his question was average daily prep time. In other words, how long it kind of takes me to do all of this. Right now, Lem and all who are wondering the same, I'm actually doing, I'm probably right around an hour to an hour and a half, depending on the day. I do have 1 or 2 juices that are a little bit more labor intensive, and those happen on my A day juices. So like Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, or at least Friday nights before sundown. Those juices get put together for the next day. And those tend to be a little bit longer juices to make. Every day I do my mean green, so that's my green juice in the middle of the day. And then I have a rotating schedule. I have an A day and a B day. And my A day is my ABC juice, which is the apples, beets, and carrots. And then my B day juice in the morning is the good morning juice, which is the sweet potatoes, oranges, and carrots. So those two are my early morning juice. My mean green is the same period. And then evening juice, I've still got one out of rotation that I got to figure out. So I got to supplement it with something. But I'm doing the raw V8, and then I just need to find something else that I like in that time frame. I did go the last couple of days though. I went to doing a protein scoop essentially. I use a 100% microfiltered whey protein called. I think it's by Natural Factors. I picked it up at Vitacost. But anyway, it's about 80 calories. Literally, the only thing in it is whey protein. There's no other weird additives or anything else. It's really, really healthy for you. Good stuff. But anyway, I'm putting a scoop of that into my morning juice, my afternoon juice, and also my dinner juice. And that's putting me right about on. I use MyFitnessPal as an app. I don't know how many of you are familiar with it, but it has a certain level of protein that it says I need in my diet based on what the goals that I've entered, essentially. And what it gave me was it said that about roughly 95 grams of protein a day. And this puts me right at about that with the juice and the vegetables and everything all factored in. So, Lem, there you go. It takes about an hour and a half to put it all together usually. In fact, I haven't started that tonight. As soon as I'm done with this, and change out of this because it's a mess usually, and get that all taken care of. So, thank you, Lem, for the question. I appreciate that. Question number 3 came from my partner in crime here, Gus, who is also one of the guys that's doing this. He's also on day 18 today, him and Nathan Phillips both, and I'm really thankful for both of you guys, truthfully. Knowing that there's someone out there, as miserable as me at times is kind of nice. But his question was, do I have any dreams of chewing on food? And Gus, it's actually funny you should ask that because not last night, but it was Sunday night last night. Today's Monday, right? Saturday night, I actually had a dream where I awoke with a start, like it was so real I thought it really had happened. And I don't know. I should have known that it was a dream off the bat. But I was just, I mean, just flat mowing into this taco salad, you know, the kind with a big old shell you'd get at a Mexican restaurant. I was just cowing this thing down, busting the shell, just, I mean, just going to town. And I woke with a start, like, oh, okay, oh, I just broke my juice fast. Gus is going to kill me. And then I looked around and I'm like, wait a minute, it's like 4 a.m. on a Saturday morning. Oh, no, you're good. Go back to bed. Try as I might, I couldn't finish the dream. I kept thinking to myself, if I could just get back to bed, I could finish this dream taco salad, and it would be great. And it didn't happen. So, yes, Gus, funny you should ask, but yes, I did. I had a dream the other night, just the other night, actually, Saturday, where I dreamt that I was breaking my fast on accident, or, unintentionally with a taco salad from some really fantastic Mexican restaurant. So there you go. I'm sure it's not going to be the last. It was the first. That's the first one I can remember. But I'm sure it won't be the last. The next question came from Deanna Love down in the Eugene area. And she asked about whether I'd managed to track down a good spot for online race info, and I did, and I wanted to share this with everybody. The website is called runningintheusa.com. Basically, it is a 50-state deal where you plug in your state, you plug in the dates that you want. For me, because there's so many Saturday 5Ks, and with Sabbath, I don't have that ability to go and run those days. I just won't do it. So, they've got Sunday, you can edit it down by day, you can edit it down by location. So yes, we're using that site. We're trying to see if we can't find, I checked out Eclectic Edge as well, which is down in the Eugene area. But I'm trying to find a race that's going to be right around the time frame that we're going to finish this up. I think what Gus and I have decided to do, and I know some of you guys will be on board for this because some of you already talked to me. I think the next 40-day challenge that we're going to do when this is done is I think we're going to go through and do 40 days of running. And not 40 days straight. That's not going to work for us. Obviously, we're Sabbath keepers. Saturdays out, Sundays out. I think is maybe rest days. But then, 5 days a week or however you want to set it up. But then at the end of that 40 days, finding a kind of a mutual time and mutual location to go and do a race would be really, really cool. So we're kind of looking. The only one that's right around that time frame is the St. Patrick's Day run, like I was mentioning. I'm not a big fan. We don't do St. Patrick's, so it's kind of like I feel like I'm kind of complicit and acknowledging it in some way if I do that. So anyway, that's just kind of my background on it. The next question was from Lisa Richards over in the Bend area, and her question was, am I grossed out by sweet juices? And yeah, I can be. I made this, one of my favorite juices this last Sabbath, had a whole bunch of really sweet stuff in it. Pardon me, cough's getting worse, by the way. And after that one was over with, I couldn't have done much more sweet that day. My Mean Green's got a little bit of bitter and a little bit of sour to it. My V8's definitely got a lot more savor. But I'm really only doing one real sweet juice each day, and that's typically the morning juice. That's my one that's lion's share of it is fruit versus vegetable. So kind of get a quick shot of sugar in the morning, wake the brain up a little bit, and then hit the vegetable juices for the remainder of the day. At least that's the current goal. I got a series of questions from Laura Loverin from down in the Medford area, so this makes up number 6. It's a 4-parter. She asked the favorite combo. My hands down favorite combo so far is what I'm terming Sabbath Delight. That was 2 pomegranates. Now here's the problem. I can't even remember the recipe. I'd have to look it up. I wrote it down. But anyway, it was by far the best juice that I've had. I let a few people at church taste it, and they loved it. Least favorite, spicy carrot, hands down. The cauliflower killed it for me. Juice and cauliflower seems like a great idea at first, but yeah. Changes in health. She was asking kind of if I've had any changes in health overall from this. Yeah, I have. I feel like I have. I've got a little bit of a rash breakout right now, and I don't know if that's related to this or if it's related to the dry weather, but I think there's some things possibly coming out of the system in that way. I definitely feel, it's hard to quantify healthy, but I feel healthier. I feel more energetic at times. At times I feel far more exhausted. I'm having a really tough time in the mornings right now. But yeah, I'm having some changes in health other than the weight loss. The weight loss is kind of the obvious. I'm actually down, as of today, I'm down 38 pounds. So, and I'm sure that'll fluctuate a little bit from tomorrow, but yeah, I'm down a bit on that. So I feel lighter on my feet. I feel like I'm feeling stronger every day. I mean, I'm in working at the gym, and I'm taking, the protein's helping with that. I don't feel like I'm losing muscle at all. I'm just building as things go. So getting lighter and getting stronger, and that's a real good combination. She asked about the transition, like when this is all said and done, how am I going to transition out of this particular diet? And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, and for probably a couple of days after the fast is over, so January 8th we're done. That's the day that I could actually start consuming food again. I think what I'm going to do on there is I'm going to just add some light things in, like a watermelon or some other melon or something into it that's mostly water. and doesn't require a lot of bulk and a lot of, digestive power, and just slowly kind of ease my way in over a couple of days. So I'm kind of hoping to take it a little bit slow. I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to go real big, real fast. But I think what I have decided, at least at this point, is for about the first week or so afterwards, it's going to be purely vegetarian diet. And I think what I'm probably going to do is a little bit of adding things in based on having run this as like an elimination diet. So I'm going to kind of run this and say, well, I got all this stuff out of my system, and now I'm going to add it back in slowly and make sure that I don't have any adverse effects to any food that I might have been eating in the past and had no idea that was even affecting me. So that's kind of the plan for that particular setup. I don't know. Other than that, I haven't really thought through the transition much. Still several days out from that, but yeah, we're getting to there. Somebody asked if I can have bone broth. I don't know about bone broth. I'm keeping it purely kind of vegetarian at this point with no kind of animal products of any kind. I'm sure the bone broth is extremely healthy. Broth in general is fantastic for you. Very kind of alkalizing in the mornings. But can I have bone broth? Probably. At this point, I'm avoiding it, though. I'm staying with just the vegetables, and then a little bit of flaxseed and a little bit of olive oil and stuff in there in the morning. So that was the extent of the questions. That's what I got from Facebook yesterday. So hopefully that's helped you guys understand a little bit more about this process. I know I have a lot of folks that are interested in kind of jumping in with both feet. I have a few folks that are still keeping on and going and doing all this stuff, and that's great. I think this is one of those things that ultimately is going to be the beginning of a long process. I don't think this is going to be a get thin, get healthy fast kind of thing, but going to be the beginning of a long process of trying to get myself healthy. The next 40-day challenge, I'm already kind of looking forward to doing the running and stuff. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting. I really do appreciate it. Today is day 18 of 40. Tomorrow, and we'll see you on day 19. Cheers.